Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here, and I'm going to talk to you guys about 1987's Blood Rage. Now, this is going to be partially a review of the film Blood Rage, aka Slasher, aka Nightmare at Shadow Woods, as well as a review of this 3-disc Blu-ray set from Arrow Video. Now, I consider myself to be a horror movie aficionado with an emphasis on slasher movies. I know a lot about slasher movies. I've seen a lot of slasher movies. God knows, I've seen a lot of slasher movies. But Blood Rage was one of those movies that had just flown under my radar. I was somewhat distantly aware of it. I was aware of this Blu-ray release, but I'd never seen the movie. I'd really not heard very many people even talk about the movie. Now, last Thanksgiving, I did a File 13 review for the movie Home Sweet Home, which that movie's a doozy. If you want to hear me talk about Home Sweet Home, by all means, go check out that review. But in that video, I said that basically every major holiday, every major day on the calendar was represented by a horror movie. You had Halloween, you had Black Christmas, you had My Bloody Valentine, you had April Fool's Day, you had New Year's Evil. But Thanksgiving was a holiday that was just underrepresented. And I got several people in the comment section of that video saying, man, Blood Rage, go watch Blood Rage, watch Blood Rage. So I ended up checking out Blood Rage on Amazon Prime, and I was blown away. I instantly fell in love with Blood Rage, and I was kicking myself for all the years of being unaware of this movie, because this is a killer 80s slasher movie. It's so much fun. And there's basically 3 different versions of this slasher movie, and all of them are represented on this Blu-ray release. And basically you've got one version that's more talky, less gory, another version that's more gory, less talky, and then a third composite version, which is basically all of them edited together. Now, I do recommend the less talky, more gory version, but you really can't go wrong with Blood Rage. Now, the story is about these 2 twins, Terry and what's the other? Todd. And Todd, I do believe, is the evil one. Am I right? Or is it Terry? I don't know. They're both played by the same actor in the film. He does a really good job. I had a hard time keeping track of which one was the evil twin and which one was the good yet deeply disturbed twin. But anyway, it's the classic story of a good twin and an evil twin. And the evil twin, when they were kids, killed somebody at a drive-in movie and then pinned it on the good twin. The good twin went away to a mental hospital. The evil twin went on and lived his life until one Thanksgiving night, he is triggered when his mother tells him that she is going to get married. This also coincides with the good twin escaping from his mental hospital. So the evil twin decides to go on a bloody, gory, murderous rampage like none you've ever seen before. I mean, this guy puts, I want to say he puts guys like Jason, Michael to shame, but I think it's Ed French, the special effects makeup creator in this movie, that puts some of those guys to shame, because this movie features some of the best practical makeup and gore effects I've seen in a slasher movie. There are some excellent kills in this movie. Right there on the cover, and what a great cover, a guy gets his hand chopped off holding a beer. The hand falls on the floor, crushes the beer can. You've got a sequence, you've got this amazing, and keep in mind, this movie was made in 1983. It didn't come out until 1987, so this was still fairly early on in the slasher, wave of the early 80s. There's a sequence where the killer drives a machete through the stomach of a victim and you see it come out their back. And it looks amazing. It looks frigging amazing. There's a sequence where a woman is cut in half. She's laying on the ground, screaming, bemoaning the fact that she's just been cut in half, while her legs are over here kind of flopping around. It's awesome. It's awesome. This movie has got some great kills in it, but not only does it have some great kills in it, it's got some great practical makeup effects. This is a great slasher movie. Just forget the story, forget the characters. If the story had been bad and the characters had been bad and you could care less about any of them, and this was just great kills in a slasher movie, this would still be a great slasher movie. But we do have good characters in this movie and a pretty interesting story. Mark Soper plays both the good twin and the evil twin, and he does a really good job playing both. He is so good, however, as the evil twin. He is so gleefully evil that you're kind of, it's hard to not like him, to be perfectly honest. He's just absolutely chewing up the scenery. He seems to be having such a fun time playing the killer in this movie, and it absolutely shows. Gleefully evil. I love Mark Soper's performance in this film. The actress who played his mother in the movie, Louise Lasser, she goes somewhere off into outer space. She totally loses her mind. I think the character as well as the actress, she plays it so well, I am convinced that she really lost her mind while making this movie. She slowly descends into complete and utter madness, to the point where her performance and her storyline in the movie, it's almost as if it's from a completely other movie. Or it's almost as if it's like a story just off on its own that's happening around the periphery of all the blood and guts and carnage of Blood Rage. It's a great performance. It's over the top, yes, but I watch it and my jaw is just on the floor. She's just, like I said, I'm convinced the actress literally went insane making this movie. And there's just this overall just fun factor of watching Blood Rage. And a lot of that has to go to Mark Soper, I think, for his performance as the evil twin. Of course, Ed French, who went on to be a pretty prolific special makeup effects guy. He's done countless films. He did Terminator 2, for God's sake. And many other films. This is just such a fun 80s slasher movie. It has all the accoutrements that you would want from an 80s slasher movie on 11. The blood, the gore, the kills are all there. They're all amped up. You've got just gratuity all over the place. If you're a fan of 80s slashers, I don't know how you could not love Blood Rage. And now what I love about this Blu-ray release is that you get, for the first time, all three versions of this movie in one place. You get the less talky, more gory version, the more gory, less talky version, and the composite, which is a combination of both. Now, I have to give a huge shout out to my buddy Zach, who sent me this Blu-ray. He purchased it off of my Amazon wish list and sent it to me because he knew that I would love this release, and I absolutely do. So Zach, thank you once again. I really appreciate it. You're awesome. Thank you for your generosity. This is a great release. 3 discs loaded with extras. I love the artwork there on the slipcase. You get some more newly commissioned artwork right there, which is really cool. And I do believe you can flip this around. You can to the original I don't know if this was the original poster art or the original VHS box cover art, but there you go. As I said, 3 discs, 2 DVD or 2 Blu-rays, 1 DVD. It comes with a collector's booklet here with a write-up all about Blood Rage inside. Now, as for the extras, this edition features a brand new 2K scan of the movie, and I have to say, it looks fantastic. It sounds great. It looks great. Yes. As for the extras, we got quite a few extras on here. Already mentioned all 3 versions of the movie for the first time in one place. As far as the extras are concerned, you've got Double Jeopardy. It is an interview with Mark Soper. He discusses how he got into acting. He discusses how he approached playing the twins in Blood Rage, the research he did to play both roles, how much fun he had making the movie, and how freeing it was for him to play this kind of role in this kind of movie, considering that his background was in more serious, dramatic roles. Nice interview with Mr. Soper, just over 10 minutes in length. Next up, we've got an interview with Louise Lasser called Geez Louise. She played the mother in the film. She discusses getting into acting, starting on Broadway, working with Woody Allen, then eventually finding success on television, working with Norman Lear. She discusses working on Blood Rage, how quickly the film was shot, and how she wasn't quite sure how to play the character, and how her character and performance felt like its own separate movie, which it definitely did. That interview is about 10 minutes in length. Interesting interview with Miss Lasser. Next up, we have got Both Sides of the Camera, an interview with producer-actress Marion Cantor. She discusses shooting the film, how she didn't intend to act in the movie, but when the actress she had hired to play the part that she played, which was the psychologist in the film, when she didn't show up, she stepped up to the plate and played the part herself. She also discusses how she raised money for the movie and how difficult a process that was. She discusses some of the many setbacks that happened while shooting the film, including at one point she said Louise Lasser tried to choke her out. Interesting. Like I said, I think she really went insane making this movie. She also discusses how thrilled she is to see the film re-emerging on Blu-ray. We got Man Behind the Mayhem, an interview with special makeup effects creator Ed French. It's about 12.5 minutes in length. He discusses getting his start in the entertainment business as an actor and then transitioning to makeup effects and getting the gig on Blood Rage. He discusses wanting to go extreme with the effects on Blood Rage, which you certainly did, and my hat's off to you, sir, and how he wanted every murder to top the one before it in the film. He discusses some of the kills in the movie and how they pulled off those sequences. Nice interview there with Mr. French. We've got 3 Minutes with Ted, a 3-minute long interview with Ted Raimi. Now, Blood Rage was his first acting gig, and he talks about the circumstances that led to him getting that gig, which included him rear-ending a Detroit police officer, losing his license, not being able to drive for a year. He'd moved to New York. He told his father, said, okay, you can try this acting thing for a year. If it doesn't work out, you're coming back home and you're working for me. It had been a year. He sent a letter home to his dad saying, I'm coming. You are right. This sucks. And then he got the call to be in Blood Rage. So, pretty nice brief interview there with Ted Raimi. We've got Return to Shadow Woods. It's about 5.5 minutes. We revisit the shooting locations of Blood Rage with Ed Tucker, an author and film historian from Jacksonville, Florida, where the movie was filmed. Nice little extra there, going back and revisiting all the locations, what have you. We have the VHS opening title sequence, which if you watch that and then compare it to this 2K scan on this Blu-ray, you'll be pretty blown away. We've got behind the scenes photo gallery. We've got a never before seen outtakes. from the film. We also have an audio commentary with director John Grismer, Ewan Cantor from Arrow Video, and John Daly, a co-owner of the film. I have not listened to that commentary just yet. But this is a loaded Blu-ray release. If you've not seen Blood Rage and you are a slasher movie fan, by all means, seek it out. Watch it. This is a great Blu-ray. I can think of no better way to introduce yourself to Blood Rage than with this Blu-ray. It's available on Amazon Prime. If you've got Amazon Prime, you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not watching Blood Rage. So again, thank you, Zach, for this awesome Blu-ray. I really appreciate it. You're the man. Thanks again so very much. Everybody out there, go check out Blood Rage. If you've seen Blood Rage, please let me know what you think of it in the comments section below. If you liked the video, please leave it a thumbs up. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. They're also right around here. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.